Hello everybody. Firstly, I'd just like to welcome you to this webinar where we'll be talking about Davos and the potential trading opportunities the event could present. My name is Sasha and I'm a financial analyst from the research department at ForTrade. I'm really pleased so many of you are watching our webinars and thanks for your comments. If you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them, or please call us and ask to speak to a senior account manager who'll be happy to help. Before I go further, please take a moment to read the usual risk warning and disclaimer. I'm sure you know that although gains can be made trading CFDs, losses can be incurred too, and you need to be aware of this. Now I'd like to present our new offer that is exclusive to those watching the webinar. A special code will appear on your screen during the webinar, and I will repeat this special code at the end that you can use to take advantage of our special offer. Be aware that this offer will expire in 24 hours and that this new offer applies to all of you, not just second-time depositors. So please stick around. It will be well worth it. If you make a deposit within the next 24 hours, you can receive a balance bonus. If you deposit €1,000, you'll receive 2% balance bonus. Deposit €2,500 and receive a 4% balance bonus. Deposit 5,000 and receive a 5% balance bonus. Deposit 5,000 to 15,000 and your overnight rate will be covered for 1 month. Deposit 15,000 to 25,000 and your overnight interest rate will be covered for 2 months. Deposit more than €25,000 and your interest rate will be covered for 3 months. You, of course, are free to use this bonus how you choose, but you might find it beneficial to use it on one of our market opportunities. In case you don't know, a market opportunity is a one-page briefing containing market analysis, and our goal is to provide you with a simple-to-understand opportunity to trade in the markets. We select an instrument such as gold or a currency pair and tell you our very best estimate on its price direction so that you can trade on it if you want to. Market opportunities are produced by us here at the research department on a daily basis according to market conditions. A market opportunity consists of fundamental analysis, geopolitical events, and technical analysis that includes a pivot point and support and resistance levels. And here is an example of a market opportunity. You can see fundamental analysis on what's going on with the pound-dollar currency pair. Below, you can see some geopolitical events that can influence the currency pair. It's important to look at the pivot point on which the calculations are based. If the price reaches the level that you can see on the screen that's been encircled, this shows the right moment in our estimation for you to come in and open a trading position. You can see this is a market opportunity on a daily basis. Here you can see although we also have regular daily trading opportunities and weekly market opportunities. You can see the trade direction here, which is up. It's important that you know how to use the stop loss and take profit options. You have support and resistance levels here. At these points, you can put a stop loss and take profit. Further down, you have calculations if you close the position using take profit. You can expect those kinds of profits. If the price is going against you, then you could potentially have a loss of this amount at support 1, 2, and 3. The pivot point is the starting point for opening a trading position. The support and resistance levels here are for daily, weekly, or monthly terms. Finally, profit and loss calculation are based on a one-lot trading volume. Davos is a yearly meeting in Switzerland hosted by the World Economic Forum. In fact, its real title is the World Economic Forum, but it's usually referred to after the Swiss resort town Davos, in which it's held. It's an elite gathering of over 2,500 leaders from business, academia, politics, journalism, and other important sectors. They discuss the most pressing global issues of the day. This year it will be held from January the 23rd to January the 26th. The theme of the event is called Creating a Shared Future in a Fractured World. Subjects spoken about in the past include automation, global liberalization and regulation, Brexit, and globalization. Confirmed attendees of Davos include CEOs or COOs of Alibaba, Alphabet, and Microsoft, and Facebook. Statements from them and other senior economic players can affect share prices and currencies. But all eyes will be on Donald Trump, who will be appearing for the first time in his capacity as US president. There is much speculation whether he will use the event to focus on his policy successes, for example, slashing corporate tax rates, which Davos would broadly support, or to advocate a protectionist America First economic position, which is far less popular. Davos is an event that opposes protectionism and supports free trade, and means that this year's Davos, with Trump in attendance, will be even more interesting than usual, with the potential to create greater volatility in terms of trading opportunities. There are also reports that German Chancellor Angela Merkel may join French President Macron in Davos. European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker will attend and will without doubt speak about the European project and multilateralism. As with Donald Trump, statements from key European leaders have the power to move markets, in particular the euro currency pairs. Among other guests expected to attend this year are Theresa May and Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu. Last year's event was held from January the 17th to January the 20th, and its theme was responsive and responsible leadership. The subject of populism and its dangers to global trade was an important subject. Theresa May spoke in Davos in an attempt to persuade global leaders that Brexit could be a good thing and that Britain was still open for business. While doing this, financial leaders were giving interviews to journalists, expressing doubts and talking about potentially reducing their operations in the City of London and relocating to the European Union. At the same time, there were fears among those present that the EU could be badly damaged by Brexit. Despite this, the value of the pound crept up during her speech. And trading on the pound-dollar currency pair didn't show many concerns, as the value at the beginning of Davos was actually less than the value at the end of the event. Joe Biden, the outgoing US Vice President, giving a conciliatory speech about the incumbent United States President Trump and his policies. He appeared to suggest that global business and government move forward with unified action, whatever new policies President Trump would propose. The first Chinese president to address Davos, accompanied by a large delegation, expressed complete support for free trade and stated that the world should say no to protectionism. Despite these statements, the United States has since pulled out of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, a free trade deal with Asian countries. But that was last year, and a lot of these issues are still on the board. Brexit talks have not made notable progress, and the possibility of US withdrawal from other global agreements like NAFTA is still one of the number of major concerns. Numerous political scandals surrounding the US president, alongside a number of unexpected and unusual political moves, has meant a turbulent presidency and caused increased instability in the financial markets. In the meantime, major central banks sent signals that they will soon join the Fed on its path of monetary policy normalization. The ECB has begun buying 30 billion euros less than December's 60 billion euro worth of bonds. The Bank of England is expected to increase interest rates once more in the second half of 2018. The Bank of Canada is expected to raise interest rates once again in the first half of 2018. The Fed itself expects 3 hikes this year. Disappointment could put additional negative pressure on the US dollar. Another thing which might influence the market this year is the announcement that China is considering slowing down or halting its purchases of US treasuries. So, in this light, what can we expect in the future? If major central banks continue with monetary policy normalization, that will strengthen corresponding currencies and decrease demand for safe haven instruments like gold. But if the trend continues and the Fed starts lagging on this path, the US dollar may experience further negative pressure and decrease in value. The Davos conference by itself doesn't usually have a direct major market impact on the financial markets, but can certainly show us the atmosphere among the major players and the probable course of global issues that will create trends on the market in the following year. What can be expected at Davos? Well, a lot depends on the stance of President Trump. He's expected to use the event to focus on his policy successes, as I said before, slashing corporate tax rates and advocating for an America First economic position, while potentially attacking international institutions and treaties which promote free trade at the expense, in the US government's opinion, of the US. Other analysts speculate he may take a more diplomatic approach. There is a chance that statements from the US president will affect the value of the dollar currency pairs, like the Eurodollar, and safe haven instruments such as gold. If German Chancellor Angela Merkel joins French President Macron in Davos, this could set the scene for a clash of economic and social worldviews with Donald Trump. As with Donald Trump, statements from key European leaders have the power to move the euro currency pairs. It's worth noting that Macron is scheduled to speak on the evening of January the 24th, and if Merkel appears, she's likely to speak on the same day. They will likely speak about their commitment to the European Union following the UK's decision to leave. It's also likely that they will advocate an internationalist liberal democracy in opposition to the America First position held by Donald Trump. European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker will speak on the 25th, and President Trump is due to hold his speech on the final day of the meeting. In any case, at ForTrade, we will closely be watching how events unfold at Davos, and we will keep you updated. Let's take a look now at the euro-dollar currency pair. The picture below shows us that 2018 could prove a pretty tough year for the US dollar. From a technical point of view, the US dollar index has been undergoing a downward correction which started back in January 2017. Ever since then, the US dollar has been trading in a downtrend. Just recently, the US dollar index once again broke through Fibonacci 50%. Which could suggest a continuation of our ongoing downtrend to at least Fibonacci 61.8%, that's 88.965. The broader picture shows that the US dollar has been in a de facto uptrend since late March 2011, as the US dollar has traded above the solid black uptrend line. However, the same picture confirms that the US dollar has room to go down to 88.965 as the solid black uptrend line intercepts the level of Fibonacci, 61.8%. The picture below also shows us in mid-2017 the weekly exponential moving average 50 period broke through below the WEMA of 100, performing a death cross momentum. This also suggests a change from uptrend into downtrend. The weekly relative strength index trades at 31.00, steadily approaching the oversold threshold of 30, meaning that this instrument still has a bit of room, a limited amount at least, to go down. So, in case you missed the promo code during the presentation, this is your opportunity to take advantage of our special offer, which will last for 24 hours. The promo code is FTD1X. Again, you can use our special offer on the Davos event. Trade using one of our market opportunities or however you want. The choice is yours. Of course, we at ForTrade will be following any developments that affect the markets very closely. So please do get in touch with the Senior Account Manager if you have any questions or want to take advantages of the trading opportunities that this event will present. Until then, goodbye, and please join us again at 4Trade soon.